Okay, hello everyone. In the first video from Rome 2, Total War or Total War Rome 2, whatever you want to call it. Sub-mode, actually mode, divided Impera. I haven't been there for a long time. Different reasons. Mostly, let's say, military oriented. So that's why I wasn't able to record anything. Lack of time. I don't even have enough time to play anything longer than for, I don't know, hour or so daily. But I've decided to record something, and I figured that Rome 2 might be a good idea, especially that Divine and Impera was recommended many times. At least that's what I saw on the internet. So yeah, the source of truth. I'm not gonna lie, I would prefer to play something more medieval oriented. And I know that there is a 12-12 mode for Total War Attila, but it's not yet finished completely. And I know that many people play it, and it includes huge amount of content, and probably it's more than good enough to play it in the current state. But I decided to, well, let's wait for like more full release with all those castles and so on. I have no clue how much time it's gonna take. And I'm also waiting for Dawnless Day because, well, honestly I don't believe in nowadays gaming market that they will provide anything better than modders can do. Unfortunately, it sucks. I know. Okay, let's start. We have a few campaigns to choose from. Actually, not those because I haven't bought them yet. I don't know whether I will. We have also Alexander and Mithridatic Wars. Alexander is, well, that's a single faction and actually might be fun to play. Starting challenge is hard though. Might be too hard for me because I'm noob and I don't play games. So let's go for the grand campaign this time. And I would like to go for... Wow, there's so many factions and I see that those names are not in English. Are they in Latin? It looks like. Hopefully, on the game map and inside the game, they will be in English. Or at least they will have two names, like in English and in Latin, whatever. Okay, let's go for the Rome. For Rome. We also have to choose the house. And as far as I remember, Julia is the best one, at least for me. So start here is 278 before Christ. Starting challenge is easy, which is nice. Game difficulty somewhere in the middle. It looks just fine. Political tradition, republic, special systems, reforms, and auxiliary recruitment. Okay. Originally from Alba Longa, the Julii clan are an ancient patrician family with a tradition of attaining high office dating back centuries. The most famous of the clan was Gaius Julius Caesar, who became lifelong dictator. Or Julius. Gaius Julius Caesar? Or Julius? In Polish we call it Julius. Gaius Julius Caesar. Not Caesar. Caesar. Caesar sounds better. There's also that salad called Caesar, right? Okay. Barbarian subduers. So those are pros of the house, I guess. Increased melee attack during battles against barbarian tribes. Lovely. Romanization, increased cultural conversion. I think this is actually good, especially that the plan is to expand north. We have Carthage down south, and we may want to take Sicily back from them. That's gonna need some conversion as well, I bet. Yeah, so cabinet, I think this is a nice bonus. And cultural oppressors, increased public order penalty due to presence of foreign cultures. That sucks, but we have Romanization, so it should balance it out. I'm not gonna go through those. Agriculturalists, founding fathers. Founding fathers. How cool it is. Public order bonds from Latin culture. Okay. And we have Gens Cornelia. Or Gens Cornelia. Whatever. Moderate diplomatic bonds with all Hellenic factions. Public order penalty from presence of Latin culture. Interesting. Okay, let's go for Gens or House Julia, whatever you want to call it. Quick options for the campaign. Advisor help none. The AI player moves full. Nightmare mode adds the scare everyone trait to all units in the single player campaign and custom battles. Enables spooky battlefields and harpies. Interesting. And battle realism mode. No, I'm not good enough to use that. And victory conditions. Okay. Cultural victory, economic victory, military victory, of course. Control 80 settlements, either by direct ownership or through client states and military allies. Completely control the following 6 provinces, either by direct ownership or through client states and military allies. Latium, Syria, Hispania, Africa, Gallia, Dacia. Maintain 200 units in total, maintain 80 naval units. Wow. Of course, we are not going to finish the campaign ever, because we will either lose or I will not want to finish it. So let's start campaign. And let's see. I've played for like 20 minutes yesterday. The Alexander campaign. I fought one battle. Yeah, it felt fresh, really, with that mode. So many different units. Like, they even look similar to each other, but either way, they are different. And the mollusks are beautiful. I'm just wondering how coherent armies can be, because as far as I've noticed, different units take population from different... Well, to create a unit, you need to have manpower, which is interesting system, by the way. It gives more, like, thought to the whole process. You are Rome. You have recently defeated the other Italian powers and their local Celtic allies. After forcing their city-states to become allies, Roma, the influence of our great city now stretches into central and northern Italia. However, a new foe has rallied to the cause of the Greek city-states of southern Italia. Pyrrhus of Epirus stands ready to hold back Roma from domination over the peninsula. In Sicily, Syracuse and Carthage wage their own war for territory, so conflict with them is inevitable if you wish to expand across the Mediterranean. Otherwise, they may prove useful allies against the Greeks to the east or Gaulish tribes to the north. Come what may, Rome will triumph. Lovely. Objective issued. Audacibus annue... No, I'm not going to read it. Assent to my bold undertakings. From humble beginnings come great things. Take your first step and establish a foothold from which to launch your people to greatness. Completely control 3 provinces either by direct ownership or through client states and military allies. 2,500 reward. Okay, let's see what we have here. So here we have Syracuse. Oh my god, Syracuse. Good luck reading it. No way, this is terrible. Okay, we have Cosentia. Whoa, minus 20 change point. My god. Culture details. Latin, Italic, Hellenic. The hell is that? My god, there's so many details. Oh, we have Field of Mars. Doesn't sound like the best choice. Here we have some Epeiros. And here we also have those guys. Those are Greeks, right? Wow. My goodness, there's everywhere minus 20. Oh, here we have 55 for the Latin culture. Italic and Latin. I guess we are focusing on Latin, right? Whatever. Roma. Why there's so many... Okay, thank you for your advice. Why are there so many different buildings? Who the hell figured it out? Okay, we need to increase somewhat that public order. Cultural differences. The penalty for that is massive. Latrines, okay. Public order per turn, growth per turn, and sanitation. Latin culture influence, positive, okay. And then we have those first and second class citizen. I mean, that building looks like a good choice. Minus 4% regional income. Those are fountains. Okay. I think the price also says a lot. Okay. 12 growth. Empire maintenance. Okay, that building looks like the best option because it provides similar similar bonuses like those, uh, but also some additional bonuses. Unit replenishment. I don't think unit replenishment will be crucial, especially in those provinces, but either way. Tax harvesting edict also some bonus. Um okay. Firms, firm, public baths, fountains, firms, whatever. Wow, there's so many numbers. It's really hard to. Okay, attritional losses when under siege. It doesn't look like something I need, especially here. Experience for all new agents. Oh, would be nice, but really, do we need it? Security against all agent actions. Well, that's also fine, but do we really need that here? I mean, that's gonna be in our center, so in those provinces, that may make more sense. Why not? Or, for example, here or here, if we decide to capture those provinces, then yeah, sure. But over here, it doesn't sound like something I really need to have. Would be nice to have growth, but that's also another thing. That's gonna be useless. I mean, the growth later is really not that very useful thing. At the beginning, sure, but well, later, really. Unit replenishment. They both give me. Okay, same. Basically, there's a growth and sanitation. Here we get more sanitation and more public order. Well, growth is nice, of course, because that's gonna take some time before we can expand our towns and so on. So could be useful. How much growth we have, by the way? 12. Growth required for building slot point. 172. Okay. And we have actually building slots 4. Growth factors, food. That's gonna give me growth as well, right? Okay, here we have some buildings which will increase growth as well, I guess. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Jesus Christ. And even more here. Okay, at least here I know what to build. I hope so. Food, farm, grain pits, and herding ground. Um, what are the differences? Oh my god. Why there are so different choices even? Why is it so complicated? Now, here we have food, grain silos, 1 food, 2 food, 4 food, and also some wealth from agriculture. Here we get more food. Okay, for that one I don't see any penalties for public order, which sounds cool. Oh no, there's that export food edict. Okay, if we export food, fair enough. Here we have livestock and food, but also squalor and public order. I don't think that it's worth. Well, 8. Here we have 2, 1, 4. Well, that's a substantial difference. But sounds like the best option either way. It also generates wealth. The main question is how much food will be affected, because coming back to Total War Attila, it wasn't a big deal later. Grain pits. I would go for that. Really. But might be wrong. Maybe we want to generate way more food that can offer. It also gives me some. Wow, 16 food. Minus 8 public order. Holy shit. Banditry. Higher. Bread and games addict. Well, I don't know. We also have port, which can generate food. Let's see. 8 food, 200. Well, okay. Trading port. That can generate a lot of income, but also consumes food. Shit. Shipwright and docks. It doesn't have any penalties. Here we have multiple penalties. Oh my god. Wealth from maritime commerce. Minus 30% piracy penalties. Wealth from manufacturing. Here we have way more wealth. Income. Jeez, there's so many problematic choices. And then we have also those consecrated grounds. Shrine of Neptune. Public order per turn and sanitation. My goodness. Why so much of it? We can go for bigger village. And we'll get additional food. And also fish. Okay. Interesting. Why fish? Where is that province? Oh, here. Okay, so we have fish. Fair enough. Which means that military wharf, no. Harbor. Okay. Very interesting. Unlocks recruitment. Provides garrison. Provides garrison. Okay, that gives me more garrison. That's shipwright. Probably that makes sense to go for shipwright. And unless fishing port. I would go for the shipwright. Wow, at least one choice made. And now the question is here. Latrines or fountains? We can always change. Here we give Cloaca Maxima. Okay, what's that? Interesting. That gives growth per turn. Public order 8, 2, 4, 8. Public baths. Honestly, I would prefer that public baths than latrines. But grove is something. How many slots we will need? Okay, so here we have 3 empty slots, and here we have 2 more, which is a lot. But the question is, do we really need that? Like how much it's gonna make it easier? +2 only. It doesn't sound like a big difference though. Okay, I will go for those fountains. No clue whether that's a good idea. And here either farms to get more food. Oh. Or yeah, that's a question. 8 food to 2. Well, that for sure generates a lot of food. So for now, let's go for farm. Then we may think about those grain pits. Oh, Roma. The city that would be the master of the known world has its founding steeped in myth and legends. According to the legend, the city was founded by Romulus on the Palatine Hill after consulting the augurs about the will of the gods. But the historical and archaeological version tells that region before Rome was populated by Latin peoples from around 1000 before Christ. I don't know what E stands for. The first settlement that would be Rome was on the Palatine Hill, consisting of mud huts and herders. After coming in contact with the Greeks and Etruscans, the settlement grew to include the other surrounding hills and imbibed elements of these civilizations. And in time, the crude settlements transformed into a powerful city. Thank you for that information. We can create Greater Roma. which would give better garrison. Also, we have slot here. We need some technology to go for those. Supply pit, though. Attritional losses, well, from farming, army replenishment, import food, supply line, well, from farming. That's really... Well, Colosseum. Having Colosseum in Rome sounds like a plan, right? Is it worth it, really? That increases public order, though. Oh, the next one consumes food, and that one gives me a food as well. Okay, so there is a correlation between food and public order, which is very interesting. Warhorse. We have Forum Vinarium. Wow, public order and squalor. Oh, there is +8 squalor. Oh no, that's fine. I thought that there's a mistake, that difference between plus and minus, whatever. Here we have research rate, and also that consumes, of course, what? Food. Here we have food as well. And we have trained slaves. I think I'm not going for slaves. I don't know. I don't need it. Grain, salt, from farming. Also no clue what to go for. Roman village, -1 food. Wow. That generates salt. And here we generate food. That consumes food on the other hand. Squalor in region. Okay, let's go. Actually, that one we can build. And Roman village. Yeah, we can build it as well. There is no problem in that. Here we have army. Or actually something... But this is not a real army. My god. Triari, Principes, and Hastati. Okay. Interesting models, by the way. And what about here? Okay, what's that? Pedites. Extraordinary. Principes Samnitici. Hastati Samnit... Wow. Those units are different. What does it mean? I don't know what that symbol means. Local levy. Faction. Oh, okay. Manpower 100. Wow. Okay, wait a second. We are at war with them. Okay, and also with those Etruscians. Okay, we have to transport our army to Rome. That's for sure. And I wouldn't mind actually to recruit some units. And to my surprise, oh my god, we've been in Beneventum. But I can recruit here now. Oh, actually I can. Something. We have some cavalry. No range units though. We have militia, we have Hastati, which is fine. What are the recruitment capabilities here? Okay, so also Equitus. But, well, doesn't change much. Which is fine. Okay. We could also build something here. Farming settlement, market settlement, and civil settlement. Of course. Give me more choices. Thank you. Thank you very much. Here we have Roman village. Okay, that's an easy choice. That's gonna give us olive oil and food. And we have surplus. +3. +9, I'm sorry. Which means that here we could go for grain pits. And I realize I'm low on money. Let's recruit someone. First of all, we need to... Okay, that's the population. 52,000, right? Okay. Where is information about population? Okay, Patrici, over 2,000, plebs, over 7,000, proletari, 38,000, and peregrini, 4,500. Okay. Now let's see. You are going from, okay, from Patrici. You are from plebs, principes, and Hastati as well, and you go from proletari. Fair enough. Okay. And what we have here? We have one Triari, one Principes, and one Hastati. I would like to. Do you see that cost? Okay, I need to. I will go for one Triari, and I don't have money for more, so I'm gonna cancel that. And I'm going to get one more. So I'm gonna have three. Okay, very heavy spear infantry, heavy phalanx infantry. Okay, I would like to have more spear infantry on flanks. Okay, and maybe also some hastati. Wow, how many slots I have here? There's so many slots. Okay, so I will have 3 hastati in total, 3 triari, and 2 principes, and my general. I would love to have some cavalry as well, and we need to finish them off quickly. Unit upgrades. Make sure to research the unit upgrade technology in order to be able to upgrade and recruit units from higher reforms levels. Fair enough. Yeah, we also have technology. Supply reforms are already done, which is cool. Wow. Of all the reforms that the later Republican Roman army introduced, the one that probably caused the most grumbling in rank was getting the men to carry their supplies and equipment. Yeah, well, that's also the problem for common light infantry units. The semi-joking name of Marius Mules given to legionaries was not a reflection on their stubbornness, but on the large amount of gear they were expected to shoulder and carry while on the march. Yeah, and imagine they didn't have such nice rucksacks we have nowadays. Jesus, that was terrible. The result was the legions didn't have a huge baggage train of slaves, servants, and carts. The soldiers was largely their own baggage train. Well, yeah, as I've said, this is the nowadays light infantry, which is not light at all, and believe me, I know something about it. Legionaries also ate like pigs before a campaign. Fat legionaries were not unfit. They were ready for a long, hard march into enemy lands and were looked on favorably by their centurions. It was far easier to carry extra rations as body fat inside the man. This is so clever. They would still eat on campaign, but they would have reserves to carry them through any days of short rations or poor foraging. This might make all the difference to victory or defeat if the enemy were clever enough to be burning everything in their path. After a few weeks of marching and conquest, the legionaries would have burned through their fat and be back to fighting weight. They would also be hungry and unforgiving to the enemy. This is very clever and smart. Crazy. Okay, we can go over here. Why we can? Why it's? Aha. Okay. Oh yeah, arrows. Now I see. I can go for it, but like, okay, interesting. What's that? Roman unit upgrades. Polybolos. Oh, that's the some kind of ballista, I guess, and baggage train. What's the Imperial? Replace baggage train Marian. The fuck is that? Upgrades enabled for Imperial units after reforms are reached. Imperial units, okay. Whatever it means, no clue. We have siege tactics. Morale for melee infantry and upkeep cost for all armies. Okay, of course. What's next? Attack for melee infantry and charge for all units. Ship health and management. Ammunition for all missile units. That would be fine if I had archers. Enables the recruitment of rank 1 champion. Okay, interesting. Mercenary. No, I don't need mercenaries. Enumeration reform. I feel like tactics is the way to go. And here we have also land management, and this is more civil. Sanitation and wealth. Okay, I would like to go for that one, physical conditioning. Just to get a higher morale. Because I feel like that's gonna be quite crucial. Basic military technologies will enable me easier fighting. And I think the very beginning that's crucial because we are waging 2 wars currently. So yeah, that's the choice. Then we need to go for civil technologies because And that's gonna make our economy way easier to handle. Okay, fair enough. I believe I can do much. I don't have money, so I'm thinking about those units. But I have to keep that garrison though, because I have no clue what will happen. Preferably, I would like to attack them. But since that army sucks, I can't really do that. And I need to wait for more men. Okay, here we have problem with men. We need to rely on weaker units. It's still good enough. Can base on Principes and Hastati, which is fine. Okay, that would be the first turn. Maybe not really, because we have diplomacy still to go. Okay, they like us. Carthage likes us. Which sounds stupid, but it is what it is. We also have Veneti. We could trade with them. We have Greeks over there. Dalmate over here, the Orsi. Syracuse. I wouldn't mind to actually trade with you, or Veneti. Why not? Initiate diplomacy, I'd offer. Trade agreement, high. Okay, which means that we can request payment from you. Demand. Let's go for maximum. It's still high. Make a client state. Not really. I think that would be it. I don't need anything more. Propose offer. Accepted. Additional 3,000. How cool it is. Okay, let's try with Syracuse. Trade agreement. Moderate. Accepted. Thank you very much. Okay, we can't really sign too many of them because that may cause some issues with economy later. But for now, yeah, income 3,000 per turn. Sounds cool. How many slots we have here? Okay, so there's this 5 slots. Very nice. I would like to have second army over here then. What's the upkeep? 230. That's a lot. 163. We need to go for more of those. Oh my god. Preferably cavalry would be nice. Let's focus on infantry first though. We have one extraordinary petites. No range units, which is fine. So I will go for Principes early. Okay, 2 of them, and of course we are low on money. And I will go for Hastati. Different type of Hastati though. We have some type of cavalry, companion cavalry. These Oscan nobles are well trained in their people's equestrian traditions, so are highly valued horsemen and greatly respected warriors. Following the Samnite wars with Rome, companions or companion cavalry. Okay, I'm sorry, companion. What the hell? Companions would often provide the core of the saucy attachment for Roman armies. Cool. Really like that. It has so much depth. It's so nice to even read about it. Yeah, that game hits different now. I'm not sure whether I will manage to play it because of those internals, deep internals. I mean, not handle it properly. Oh my god, this is something I hate in those games, and I know that people love it. Seriously, but I hate it. Like I don't like it. Hire politicians. I really don't like it. I don't give a shit about that. And that might be a problem with me. Because if it's really developed compared with vanilla, I may struggle with that. Family tree and all that. Yeah, I remember playing Total War till it sucked terribly. Okay, let's end turn, and after that we'll finish it, because I have already 35 minutes and I've lost 5 because someone called me. Okay. Those Latin names, well, pronouncing them is That's another level. Interesting. Okay. Wow, there's so many factions. Okay. That's really a lot. Quartermaster report and unseasonal conditions. Late spring. This province is experiencing unusual seasonal conditions. Very nice. Much appreciated. Let's go. Okay, that army looks decent. No cavalry though. Not decent. 9 units. This is not a decent army, but it is what it is. Still don't know what that means. Might be also a good option to have a lot of them. But they will break easily, I'm pretty sure about that. They are not professionals, so... My god, my goodness, minus 19. How the hell I can mitigate that? Cultural differences, this is the biggest problem for you, right? Holy shit. How to fix that though? We have to fix it. Okay, here we have +1. That's something. Still cultural differences are the problem. Okay, it is what it is. We have to deal with somehow. But we don't have time right now. So, thank you very much. It's really nice to be back. And I think I will continue it as much as possible. So either way, once again, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. And we will see in the next episode. And this time, I hope for a battle. Because that game looks different. And I'm very curious how that's gonna look on the battlefield. Once again, thank you and see you next time. Goodbye.